Okay, this is going to be a general love reading. Now, if it's for specific to you, that's great. If it's not, then don't try to make it apply to you if it doesn't, because it's not going to apply to everyone. Okay, this is the beginning of something great for you. It's not what you think it was for, but it's blossoming into a better life for you. This could be what you're doing now or something that is coming in the future, like a partner that's coming into your life. That's going to be a blessing to you, and it's going to be better for you than what you've previously experienced in your life with men. So this is for a woman. You have a lot of children, and you've experienced a lot of heartache as well. These men tend to be like negative in character, but it was what you were bringing to them that was causing them to remain with you. I don't know what that is. You should know. If it's for you, you'll know what I'm talking about. Let it go. Something is blocking your path, but it can be removed by you. So don't think that you can't establish yourself without men that you're used to being with or having around you, or accustomed to looking for financial stability. Okay, so this is for a woman that so you're gonna have to make a distinction between money, financial stability, and love, because you're mixing these two together, and it's causing heartache. It's not the same thing. Someone that can give you finances or financial money, whatever you want to call it, coin, whatever people duck it back in the day we called it, doesn't have to necessarily love you. They can have all kind of negative feelings towards you, but still provide you with finances. So when you're trying to determine what's going on in your love life, it's like you don't understand that. It's like you're not your experience has been negative, and you're trying to figure out why. Well, that is the reason why. Love and money, it's not. It's like you're looking for love, and you're determining. It's a lot of things going on here. What you're doing is you're determining your worth by sex. First of all, let me just say that. This does not mean that you're a sex worker. So let me just clear that up. It does not mean that. A lot of women do this in order to provide a lot of times for their children. They'll do these things, and so what does this causes for a woman to start valuing herself almost like she's a product, like she's a business. But when you do that, and then you try to incorporate love into this scenario, then it starts getting real messy, because it was not entered into on the basis and the foundation was not love, and the basis was not this mutual, oh, you like this, I do too, oh, you, these are my likes and these are your likes and these are my characteristics, and oh, they fit together. That was never brought into the equation. What happened is money was the motivating force, and then everything else was trying to like stack on top of that and make something work and make it blossom into love. You can't make something change something around. There's a saying that how you get something is how you're going to have to maintain it. You're going to have to continue that. So it's difficult. It's possible, but it's really difficult because it requires both parties involved to change their view of what the foundation of the relationship was built on. So instead, in this situation, going back to what I said, there's something better for you in the future. It's like you have to let go of these, like, and I don't like to use this term. I hear people say this all the time, like deadbeats and this and this and that. The thing about it is a lot of times we create these scenarios for ourselves, so that's what came up in my spirit. So that's why I kind of but I don't like using that language, but it's I understand why it came up in my spirit so that I can, get the message across. These are men that they meant harm for you, actually. These people, or this person, this, it's like you're sad. You don't know what to do. But I'm going to end it there. And just to say this, don't look towards the future. Don't get caught up in this moment and don't get stuck in this moment. There's better for you in the future. The key is to understand what brought you here. What brought you to this point that now you're sad and you're trying to figure out what's going on. Figure it out. What's going on? Separate the two. When you are when you are using your body, your temple, as a product, so to speak, that's the product, that's what you're providing. And again, this does not have to mean that you're a sex worker. It doesn't. Just think of a stripper, and I'm not putting strippers down. Look at like some of these people we look up to now, it's like they're doing better than most of us. They were strippers before. I'm not saying that, but the strippers, that is your product. Your product is your body. Some people put insurance on their bodies because that's how much their bodies are worth. They've invested so much in their bodies with all of the things that they do to maintain them. So because that is what they're providing. People want to see that. They want to see their body. So I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just speaking of the reality of what the situation is. When someone is viewing you in that sense, it does not mean that they love you. They like what you look like. They like even with really beautiful woman, let's say a model. A model, her body is her product. Is she sleeping with anybody? Is she showing anybody any parts of her body? Not necessarily. So all these people go into the same category. The model, the stripper, the sex worker, the woman that has children is trying to provide for her children and doing, have the sugar daddy or whatever, people want to call it. Same thing. Your body is your product. That being said, when you're consuming something, or you're using something, or when you're, something is viewed in that sense, and let me equate it to this so it can kind of, in your mind, probably make it a clearer picture. Think about slavery. Even if you're not African American, and don't understand that, if it comes down in your family line, slavery, but just think about it. Well, now we have human trafficking. So, so it's not like this same thing does not occur where someone's body, someone is a possession. Same thing. Did a slave master love his slaves? No. of course they try to romanticize these things with some of these movies they've done. These people love this, they love, I've seen that, a biography. It's like, oh, they're happy. This was a real person. It was not a movie. This was a person speaking of the people that were in her family, and they had this long line of slave and plantation, just went back. But anyway, she was speaking. She was like, oh, they're happy. They're happier. They were happier like that. And it's, but so at the same time, some people may think that these people had some, love for these slaves. No, they didn't love these slaves. They loved with the slaves and how beautifully the picture was trying to be painted. They didn't love them. They loved what the slave was providing. They loved the financial, the money, the wealth, the lifestyle that was being provided by them and not, let me use a different word so I can try to equate it so it can, in your mind, you can get what's going on. So they were using the bodies of the slaves for their own gain. Okay, period. They were clothing them. Sometimes, that was bare minimum. How many, sometimes I think one or a couple shoes or whatever. When those shoes worn out, then that was all they got. Did they love them? No. They did not love them. Were they providing them certain things? Were they providing them housing? Were they providing them shelter? Were they providing them food? Yes. Did they love them? No. Again, they were considered their possession. They were considered their ability to satisfy what they wanted to be satisfied, whether that was money. And then when let's dig deeper into that, a lot of people wonder where all, that's a whole nother story and a lesson. But there was some of these women, slave women, especially the ones that were in the house, they were being raped. They were being raped. Did these slave masters love these women because they were using their bodies? No. Did they love them because they were in the house and they kept them in the house out of the sun and they had a better lifestyle than the ones out in the heat? No, they didn't. So again, in your mind, understand what's going on here. So in the future, you'll see the future is better for you. The future is better, but so that you won't make the same mistake and you won't be confused, and don't be sad. Don't be sad. Just take it, move on, and know that there's better for you and your children. Because picking up that you have several children, but know that the future is better for all of you all. So I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully this was helpful.